Hello. So my book is called Dragons Love Tacos, and it's by Adam Rubin and illustrated by Daniel Selmiri. And my name is Jade Verduzco. So a summary of the plot or the progression of the book is that it starts off with a young boy, and his name. They don't say the name, but he has a dog who seems to always wander with him everywhere he goes, and he learns that in order to be friends with a dragon, he could bribe them with tacos because dragons love tacos. It progresses to different types of tacos that they love and how they especially love all different types of parties that have tacos. The boy and his dog then make a taco party and invite dragons to join. The dragons join, a lot of them come over because it's a big taco party. And then the boy suddenly learns that the dragons hate spicy salsa, and so the narrator says maybe he can dig a hole and throw it away and hide it from the dragons. So he does that. And then when the dragons arrive to the party, they begin to eat the tacos, but the boy realizes that he didn't read the fine print on the mild salsa that he put on the tacos. So the fine print says that the mild sauce is now made with jalapenos. So he shouts to the dragons to not eat the tacos, but it was too late. And well, the little picture there that I have is what happens when they ate the tacos, and they had an upset stomach, and it says too late, and all the dragons are breathing flames, and they have an upset stomach, and the little boy and his dog are underneath the bed looking at the chaos that went down. And then the house is burnt down because of all the dragons put it down in flames. But at the end, they built it up again, and then they made a joke, and it was, did the tacos really? I'm sorry. Did the dragons really to mate, come to help, or did they come for the lunch break? Which the lunch break had tacos for their lunch. And some descriptions of the visuals is the first thing I noticed is that there's a lot of playful facial expressions. Like all the dragons look very smiley. They're smiling everywhere. And then not only that, but the dog and the little boy both make a lot of facial expressions. Here they were like, "Hey kid, did you know that dragons love tacos?" And the boy and the dog were like confused, like, "Huh?" Like that was so random. Like, um, that's interesting. I didn't know that they would like. It's just odd. So then, um, after everything, I'm trying to find pages here. Like they're just very silly, playful illustrations. Everybody's smiling or laughing. And then there's a lot of different types of dragons, and this page clearly shows that here too. There's colorful dragons, they're all different sizes. This one's small, this one has spikes on it, different horns, they're all different. This one has wings, some don't have wings. Oh wait, yeah, this one doesn't have. Oh yeah, they all have wings, but they're all different, so it presents a little bit of diversity within the dragon community. And there's a lots and lots of tacos, so children can visualize how much dragons love tacos by its over exaggerations of the illustrations. Here in the first one, you can see how much dragons love tacos, and there's tacos on the floor, there's on the belly of the dragon, and even on the in his mouth, in the dragon's mouth. And there's a lot of vibrant colors here in the picture that I have on the presentation. You can see there's red, blue, orange, just a lot of vibrant colors, which makes the book a lot more interesting to look at. So identifying the genre, I would say this book is a fiction and has like a mix of comedy and fantasy. So, of course, we know this because dragons are not real, they're mythical creatures, and unfortunately, We can see here that there are toys in the kids' bedroom. I'm trying to find it. There are toys in the kids' bedroom, and I think this is his imagination. So I think it's representing his imagination, and he loves dragons. So I think that's kind of like where it came from. And we know that dragons, anything that with dragons playing music, like we know they wouldn't be playing the accordions. They don't have fingers like us. They're not even real in the first place. So a lot of it is just imaginative and just a fun book to read. So my favorite quote from the book was, "It's a good thing you got rid of all that spicy." Wait a second. What are those little green things in the salsa? You didn't read the fine print. And then in the fine print it says, "Now made with spicy jalapeno peppers." And it says totally mild sauce. So that's like before they find out that the dragons ate the tacos with the salsa, and they don't do good with salsa. So here's a picture again of what happened next after that, and I just really like it because it illustrates that it demonstrates that we need to pay attention, and kids need to pay attention to like little details, including the fine print. And if we could take this into a bigger picture and show kids that they need to know what they're eating when they get something, say a bag of chips, they need to know what's in it, so they have to read what it has. So I think that's really important. Some strengths and weaknesses. I found a lot more strengths and weaknesses in this book. Some strengths were that, first off, it's a very engaging story. I had fun reading it even as an adult. So I think kids and students will definitely enjoy this book as well, especially with since it has a lot of humor in it and playful pictures. It has a lot of life lessons. For example, the paying attention to the detail, like the fine print, that's a life lesson because it's like if you don't pay attention, something can happen. It could be, maybe it's not the dragons, but it happens to you. You didn't know that the bag of chips were spicy because you didn't read the fine print. And so you ate it and now you have a tummy ache. So I think it's a little lesson learned. And then another big lesson that I thought was really important was that there's in these pictures we can see they have caps, like their helmets, the construction helmets. So they're wearing protective gear when building the home again. And not only that, but they actually came to help. They didn't just go into the house. They accidentally burned down the boy's home, but afterwards they went back and they ended up helping him rebuild the home. So they didn't just leave the boy alone. They're friends, so they help each other, and friends help each other. So I think that's another lesson. The pictures say the words. Again, going back to that picture with all the, well, this is another picture. This is after this one, which I was going to talk about it again. Like we can see the pictures say the words, which is something we learned about in class, how we don't have to really even say any words. The words are little. It just says too late, and we see all of this happening and the flames everywhere, and they know that we have tummy aches and the tacos are on fire, the salsa's on fire, everything's on fire, and we know on the next page what's going to happen, and the house burnt down. It doesn't say anything, but we know it's talking to us. It's telling us that the house burnt down from all the flames. So we could see the boys like, oh no. You can see that. But yeah, pictures say the words, and I think that's important. And it has figurative language. So it says buckets of tacos and pant loads of tacos to represent the amount of tacos you need for the taco party. And just going back to this. Oh, my bad. So yeah, I say pant loads, and I feel like that's figurative language, and kids, right, they need to understand, and they're learning that just because you say there's a pant loads, it doesn't really mean that there's pant load, like that a pant is full of tacos, but it just means that there's a lot. But even in the picture here, I don't know if you can see it. There's a pan and it's actually full of tacos, and then there's a boat and it's full of tacos. But in reality, it's not actually like that. But they would just see it to explain that the bigger picture, that there's a lot of tacos that are gonna be eaten. And then there's some onomatopoeia. It's a hard word to say. Like crunch, crunch, and I think kids at this age, I remember when I was younger, I really liked when there was an onomatopoeia, like crunch, crunch, like pow, wow. Just makes the book again an engaging story and fun to read. For weaknesses, I found that it was a little bit predictable. This can be kind of a good thing just because they are younger kids and it's fun. I know they're already anticipating what's going to happen next, which they probably already know, but seeing it is fun. But it can be seen as a weakness since it doesn't really make them think too much, but I'm not sure. I just put that there. And then there's little cultural representation. This book is mainly based on dragons, and I guess we could say that the dragons do represent different cultures, but not really because there's only the little boy. There's no girls here. There's no genders. There's no I don't know, it's just mainly the little boy and his little dog. So I would say there's not a lot of culture. There's is a difference in the animals, which maybe that can go into it, but this wouldn't be a book to represent the different cultures. Um, and it focuses mainly on what tacos are like in it for Mexicans. We would say like mainly it comes from them, so we'll just focus on like maybe Cinco de Mayo or like you can use it for that. Um, and it can be a little confusing because in the story we see that the boy dumps the spicy salsa into the ground to hide it, and he digs a hole and dumps all the salsa in there. But then later on, we see that there's another salsa, and it has I don't know. It was just a little bit confusing there. So we would maybe have to explain that to the children that there was maybe two bottles of salsa. The one that said spicy salsas he threw out, but the one that said mild salsa, the boy kept. Which I went back into the pictures, and all the salsa bottles were hot and spicy salsas, hot and way too hot. It says way too hot. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm just a little bit confused on that. So I think maybe they would be confused. But overall, I think it has a lot more strengths than weaknesses. How can this book be used in a classroom setting? This book can be used in a classroom setting with a lot of things. I saw some that were you can use it for February, like the month of February, which we are in now, for Valentine's Day, because it says dragons love tacos, and I saw some people took this book and turned it into an activity where it says dragons love tacos. What do you love? And then they say what they love and they explain why they love it. So that was one activity. But another activity that I chose was that we can go back into the story and do a cause and effect activity. So one of the causes, for an example, it would be the spicy salsa equals an upset stomach. So the cause is the spicy salsa and the cause is why did it happen? And then the upset stomach is the effect and it's what happened. And I think students should learn that, the cause and effect type thing, and it would be a really good activity for them to really think and think about the story. So, and then after that, to not make it too boring for them, I would just add in some drawing and coloring. So they can draw and color. After they do the cause and effect activity, they can draw and color a picture of the spicy salsa next to the cause and draw a picture of their own dragon, getting a upset stomach and breathing flames, and just have fun with the drawing. Create their own dragon maybe, and their own spicy salsa. So I think that would be fun and a great engaging activity for a classroom setting. And that's it. Thank you.